And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Market Recap. It is still Tuesday, September the 27th, and I'm still John Hoagland. Thanks for trusting me with your time. Hopefully you had a good trading day today. I know there were some pretty decent opportunities. Had a kind of a tough day in Make Hoag Money. I did trim some of those losses a little bit for us throughout the day today, so got some of that back. We'll work on it this coming Thursday. It's only Tuesday. We'll work on it Thursday. I'm sure we'll have a good day then. As far as news is concerned today, crude closes up about 2.3%, 78.50. There's 14 oil and gas rigs that have been shut down in the Gulf because of Hurricane Ian. Lots more problems coming from that, of course, for the folks in Florida. And make sure you pray for those and make sure that everybody gets out of harm's way when it comes to this hurricane. Looks like it's going to be a real nasty one. 11% of oil has been cut. Production has been cut in the Gulf, and approximately 8.6% of natural gas has been cut in the Gulf. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Prices didn't really react all that much, I don't think, in crude oil or the natural gas today. We're going to see that shortly. As far as Fed speak today, we had Fed's Cash Carey say a soft landing is still possible, but it is out of our control. Well, then how does he know it's still possible if it's out of their control? He says he's not sure if policy is tight enough to do it. And Fred's Harker was talking about housing, and housing issues are playing a major role in the inflation surge. I was hoping we'd get a little bit of a positive close in the S&Ps in our equities today. Only the Nasdaq actually pulled off a higher close today. E-mini S&P unofficially closed down 10 points to about 0.3%. Nasdaq up 17 points, approximately up 0.18%, and the Dow down 154 points today, 0.4%. The Dow presenting the weakest of the three. Make sure you hit the lucky like button, share, comment, question, feedback, heckling, and love are always welcome on the recap here. Again, looking forward to seeing how everybody did today, of course. We hope you had a good trading day. As a reminder, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Our good friend, JD, John Doherty, is going to be here. He's going to take care of you guys from the market forecast, but there won't be any recast tomorrow because we are going to have a good Ask Me Anything of our founder and CEO, Michael Patak. Dan Hodgman, our old friend, is going to be here interviewing and asking the questions of our CEO. You can look forward to seeing them then, of course. I know you're all looking forward to asking any question you want. And then I should be back on Thursday morning for the forecast and Make Hoag Money. Markets, we had a little bit of a pullback in crude oil. It ends up closing higher, perhaps on supply issues. The E-mini S&P, the June low is tested in the ES, but not in the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ did not test that June low that everybody's kind of focusing on. Gold overnight longs really just kind of reconciled and brought price back down and through settlement. The euro lower range and overlapping lower value as the dollar continues to present strong. The 10-year continues still lower. We were looking for a little bit of a pullback in that this morning. I don't think we got that by the end of the day. And natural gas keeps value about the same, so no big changes in crude or the natural gas due to the hurricane, at least not yet. Tachyon. It's good to see you, my friend. Phil, it's good to see you. How are things going? Vince, good to see you as always. Sam, good to see Three Lions Insight. Tachyon, 5:11 for the combine today. Quite hectic. Lessons learned. Be flat before the open. Got my first 7-hour trade. That's not worth it. Need better entries to the trade. Mike Russell, good morning or good afternoon, I should say. Eric Hill, profitable first day funded, 414 up. Nice job. Overtraded but stopped at my goal when I got there. Nice job, Eric. Nice job. Good recognition of your overtrading and way to stop there when you got to where you were trying to get to. Yeah, chilling with Dylan. Nord Stream nat gas leak today. Yeah, apparently there may have been some sort of sabotage or some sort of destruction to the Nord Stream 2 pipeline that is coming out of Russia. Apparently that's not providing anything just yet, but still a little bit skullduggery going on there. Good job. All day 2 was another big W there for Sam Candle Guy. Brody, howdy. Rooster got whipped around, lost a couple of worms today. It's all right. It's all right to lose the worm. Don't want to, if we were fishing, lose the rod and reel, of course. Casey, good afternoon. Tachyon. Captain Price, what's up with you? How are you? All right. Again, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. JD, John Doherty, will be here for the market forecast. I know you look forward to seeing him. Now, I should be back on Thursday. Why don't we go ahead and jump into the charts? We'll start with the daily in crude oil. Take a look at what we did, what we might be looking at. All right. So we had a pretty good breakout last week. Monday, I should say. Continuation Monday, Tuesday, on Friday. Monday continuation, a little bit of a pullback on lower volume. Okay, this is probably going to end up being healthy for the downside auction unless there's a major change in the market state. And we're a ways away from that. It's going to take a move all the way up to weekly kickoff high for the market state to change that much. What did we talk about this morning? We opened in range and in value. We looked at the idea that there may be some sort of an opportunity for us to repair the double distribution from yesterday. We didn't quite get to the volume point of control in the upper distribution. Didn't quite get to the volume point of control in the lower distribution, but the effort was there. We looked higher, we looked lower, and fell into range. So I would call this a very successful repair type of day. Didn't quite get to where we wanted to go, but we still ended up reaching out to both sides of balance from the double distribution trend day we put in yesterday. Nice repaired type of day. Here's the E-mini S&Ps, which did end up closing a little bit lower. We still have the market looking to the downside. Excuse me. Futures, so we finally, after testing last week's low a couple of days, we tested down and checked it, this swing low here from back in June. Now, this is the December low. If we look at this on the continuation chart, it's a little bit lower. Where did it trade down to? 39 even. Where do we trade down to and then kind of follow and then kind of come off of? 39.35, 39.39, 36.39 even was the low in the continuous contract, and found a little bit of rejection today, at least off that bottom. Not suggesting that our bottom is in, just showing that it's a little bit different if you look at the continuous chart versus the actual month that you're in. I tend to look at the month that I'm in. So we did not get a close, a higher close. We opened, tested the high from yesterday, and then finally had some continuation, but a nice pullback off of that. Maybe we're getting a little bit too short. NASDAQ has been the strongest and the least deep market, I would say. Here's the daily. So we're just finally testing last week's low today. We didn't get to our test of this swing low that everybody is focusing on. So again, what doesn't happen might end up being important. Here's the 30. We had a lot of longs in these markets before the open. If you remember, we talked about some reconciliation of overnight longs. That's what happened. I mean, we opened, we looked, couldn't get to this point of control. The market turned. The overnight longs capitulated at one point and brought price back to settlement, and then some. Testing to last week's low. Gold. Dead cat bounce. Breakout on Friday, continuation Monday. Inside day today. Inside day. Yep. Another day where we were looking at opening in range, in value, looking for possible repair. We looked higher, we looked lower. We didn't reach either of our targets for the repair, but we did spend the entire day inside value from yesterday working on repair. It's the thing about trading. Sometimes you have to repair. Here's the 30 in the euro. Opening perhaps a little bit long, reconciling the longs, looking to the short side, pulling up a little bit short of these lows here, looking like it's set to continue. Watch the open interest tomorrow morning. I'm not going to be here. Make sure you check your open interest. Here's the 10-year. We were looking for a little bit of a pullback. That pullback really did not happen, and we brought in some pretty decent volume on this move to the downside. Take a look at this on the 30. So again, we have overnight longs up against inflection. The market opens, can't even get there. We capitulate all these longs. They create a move lower. We have overlapping to lower range, but flat out lower value. How is the volume on this? Good volume. Good volume. If we increase open interest again, continue to look for opportunities to sell strength. Here we are. We are still working on continuing to get to our termination of our head and shoulders. Got a little bit of a pullback. We were thinking maybe we'd start building a bit of a bear flag. I don't think we're going to be doing that. Here's our range for today, and value just right inside the range from value area from yesterday. So even with everything going on, very little change in the perception of value of the U.S. natural gas contract today. Always a challenge. Always. Eric Hill, how do we check open interest? All right, I'm going to show you. This is a link to a document I get every day from the S&Ps. Here it is. I'm putting it in the chat. This is what it looks like. Hang on a second. And here it is. So this is what it looks like. So if I'm trading, let's say, S&Ps, I'm going to click on Equity and Index Futures. Now I'm going to make this big so we can all see it. This is the final This morning, when I get this first thing, it said we had added 39,000 in open interest. That was on the preliminary. About 9:30, 10 o'clock, the preliminary will change to final, and you're going to be able to get the real data. So yesterday in the S&Ps, we added 33,493 in open interest. The market moved lower on higher volume and higher open interest. It made sense that the market continued to move lower. Captain Price, yes, page 11. That's priceless, right? It's always been page 11. One of these days I'll show you. I've got a bulletin from, I think, 1983, when the S&Ps were just a fledgling contract. I can show you what the volume and open interest was on that day. I'll show that to you guys one of these days on the recap. So, Eric, if you're looking for more information on open interest, my suggestion is definitely come to group coaching and ask that question. I've got some really good information for you. I don't have time to do that right here, but this is the open interest. And when I collect it, I collect total. I go volume cleared, 2,883,211. Open interest, 2,227,893. Total net change in open interest. I'm always getting the total, because during rollover, it really gets kind of blurry. Hi, Haggle Matters. It's all right. We're here, and we're just kind of wrapping up. I was going to look at this day in history. John Adams is appointed to negotiate peace terms with the British on September 27th, 1779. They decided they were going to try and negotiate peace with the British. I think we all know how that went. 1943, Randy Bachman's birthday is today. Randy Bachman, the Guess Who, the Bachman Turner Overdrive, you ain't seen nothing yet. Meatloaf's birthday is today. Meatloaf, everybody knows him from that monster song, Paradise by the Dashboard Light. It's Sean Cassidy's birthday. The original Hanson brother. He had a #1 single called Da Do Ron Ron. Half brother of David Cassidy from the Partridge Family. And most important, 1984, it's Avril Lavigne's birthday. I've always been a big fan of Avril Lavigne. I like Avril Lavigne. I think she's a good musician, good songwriter. In 1978, Eric Clapton sponsored a West Bromwich Albion Cup tie against. After the game, Eric presented each player with a gold copy of his latest album, Slow Hand. He's giving out gold albums. Where was I? In 2000, well, we don't want to talk about that. In 2008, Metallica started a 3-week run at #1 on the U.S. album chart with Death Magnetic, the band's 9th studio album. All right, that's about enough. You guys have heard enough from me. All right. Captain Price. In the old days, I noticed the ES was much thicker bids than asks. I wonder why also today we flying around in swing ATR moves in comparison. Well, the volume or the volatility has been a lot higher since the beginning of the year, Captain Price. You know, and when we're working with volatility, with VIX under 20, you're going to see a lot thicker market in the S&Ps. When volatility is over 30, you're going to see a little bit less liquidity in there. Now, don't forget, we also have the micros, which has taken a lot of the retail speculator out of the E-mini S&Ps. All right, folks, that's going to be it for me for today and tomorrow. Be nice to JD. He's a very good, very smart, very funny man. I love JD. I hope you do too. Have a great day tonight. Have a great night tonight. Have a great day tomorrow. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Call your mom. Call your dad. Call that old friend you haven't talked to in a while. Call your brother. Call your sister. And I will see you on Thursday. Have a great trading day tomorrow. Blessings to you all.